Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I got this weird like hoodie thing, but it's short sleeved, but also a hood. Today we're gonna be learning snap change, one of my favorite changes, and I think one of the best color changes in Magic. So let's grab a deck and let's get into this. By the way, I'm really indecisive. I have so many decks of cards, it's not even healthy. This is 27 right here, and then I literally have other boxes full. But I think I'm feeling this David Blaine gold split spade deck. That's a tongue twister. Split spade. Split spade. Split. Thank you, David, for that. You have a card and it becomes another card just like that. This is a surprisingly easy transition to learn, and it's really visual. I mean, you have guys like David Blaine doing this. He did that in his first TV special.
I know this is not it, but visualize your card right here.
He even did that to Mike Tyson.
See it right here.
So it's not some old trick that only beginners do. Professional, high-level magicians are still using this technique, and you're about to learn it. So buckle up, subscribe if you haven't, and let's get into this. So I'm assuming you're coming here because you want to learn Magic. I don't want to be the guy to crush your dreams or to tell you that some of the tricks you're seeing are just tricks and it's not magic. So if you don't want this trick or any tricks to be ruined, don't watch the video. Just a disclaimer. So this trick involves a double lift. You'll take two cards, make it look like one. I can do a tutorial on that too at some point if you like. So you take two cards. This would be towards the end of the trick. So let's say their card was the Queen of Hearts, which is behind it. Now pause. What I really like to do and what I think is important, not everybody does it, I look for some variety. You know, I need it to be two very different cards. Now if you're in the middle of the trick and somebody selects a card, you might not really have time to calculate and think ahead what the second card in might be. But you know what I mean? If the card is like an 8, let's say an 8 for example, right? I'm gonna want something not only of a different color, but something that takes up less space, right? Let's put it like this. If their card's the 8 of spades and you have a 7, you do that. They're gonna notice it changes, but not that much, right? They might be like, oh, well, he was just telling me it was a different card. You know, so to eliminate all doubt, for them to believe this 100%, you'd want to take something smaller, maybe like a 2 or an ace, right? And then there's no mistake, there's no way that anything psychological is going on where you're telling them it's one card and it's not. You can see that change. Again, that's just personal, that's up to you, whatever you want to do with it. There's not a specific standard on how to do any of these. This is just the technique here. So you take the two cards, it looks like one. First two fingers right here on the edge. Thumb on the back like this. So it should be looking like this now. And here's the move. You're flicking it back. Don't worry, I'm going to do it again. From the side, it's a flick back like that. So ultra slow-mo HD, here's the move. And you will mess up a lot and it'll take a while to get used to, but your middle finger is going to slide back. Other fingers stay in place. So you're not just like yanking it all back like that, because that will not work. Hold it close to the bottom, leave a little bit of space, just a millimeter or so, I don't know, you just eyeball it. And then the move is a tuck underneath, and then quick recovery where it comes back up. Because if you leave it down, it's gonna look like this. And that's a dead giveaway. So just keep practicing. Don't get frustrated. Do it super slow to start out. But then once you're there, once you're ready, like I said, pause, rewind, whatever you gotta do. Once you're ready for the actual presentation of the trick, you wanna make these two cards look like one as best as you can. You wanna make it as believable as possible. Do not do this. Don't be like, okay, so we gotta get these two cards and we're gonna take them, because no, I'm just gonna say it right now, nobody lifts up one card like that. You'll probably lift up one card like that, right? That's an easy way to, that's actually one card. So then when you do two, it's no big deal. But you're not gonna lift up one card like this, right? And I'll do a double lift tutorial if you want. So you're like, was this your card? And they'll say, no. And you'll be like, oh man. So, you know, kind of build it up like you messed up the trick. Don't be like, oh, well, I know it's not. That's a little too fast and a little too, you know, when you're doing magic or when you're doing a trick on somebody, you don't want to necessarily take something away from them with the trick, right? You don't want to make them feel dumb. You kind of want to give them something instead. You want to give them something they'll remember. They don't, if you're just walking up to somebody on the street or at a restaurant, you're just like, hey, pick a card, this wasn't it, watch. They're going to be like, wow, cool, a flashy like street performer that just wants to look cool. But if you kind of slow it down a little bit and you build up the trick more, and you're like, so you could have picked any card out of the deck, right? Would you be impressed if it was on top? They say, oh yeah, of course you're good. Okay, well I would be too, because I'm not very good at this trick. But we'll turn it over, and this might not be it, but hang on, was that it? And they'll say no. They'll kind of feel bad for you, right? You know, you're like, I know, I just started doing this trick. Say, well, there's something we can do actually. Because sometimes if you just I don't know if I can get it to go, but if just you blown it like that, right, it'll actually become your card. Was that your card and you have them sign it, whatever you want. You know, that kind of gives them something more. That leaves them with something more than just, oh wow, cool, a magic trick. They're like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's more of an emotional connection. I mean, not to make it deeper than like a card trick, but it is. I mean, magic is more than just walking around doing tricks on people and making money and getting popular. Like I'm just saying, once you learn tricks and you get good at doing things that people can't really do and that seems impossible to regular people, just don't lose your head, because it's exciting, and once you get a couple techniques and a couple things, the rest of it comes really fast, and then all of a sudden you're the magic kid. That's how I'm here. That's how I got started. And literally every day I'm trying to learn a new trick, at least one new concept every day. Anyways, back to the thing though, right? Tell them pick a card, they pick a card. So now we're mentally taking notes, right? Okay, so you know, once you have your way of identifying the card, you know what card they picked, which again I'll do another tutorial on. This is just the snap change. You're like, all right, cool, king of clubs, we got it's on the top now. By this point you should already have the second card in line. You're gonna have to multitask. Magic is about multitasking and being 5 steps ahead, right? Now you're locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm not very good at this thing. I'll take the 3 of hearts though, and this wasn't your card. All right, watch. All right, you're good to go. And then, oh, one more thing. You're probably thinking, how can I spin the card around? What happened to the other card? You don't put the deck down. I know you're thinking, well, it would be easier if we could just hit it like that. And there is a technique where you flick the card and it changes. But I personally keep the deck because once you're here, right, the card is back. You want to keep this deck close. They're not going to notice if you just come back a little bit, just enough to put it down quickly with your thumb, intercept it, and you're back, which takes 0.2 seconds to do. So you're here, right? You're like, whew. By the time their mind registers what's going on, that the card changed, you're up here, you dropped it down, and now you don't have to move it right away and say, oh look, it's one card. Don't ever say it's one card. Don't ever give them reason to think that it wasn't one card before, right? Oh, magicians are like, oh, make sure it's one card. No, unless they ask, and if they ask, you better figure out something really quick, some reason why they can't touch it, or you know, you don't want to get in the way of the wind stream of the blowers, something, you know, something like that. But do your change, put it down real quick, cover up what's going on with this card, so once you're here, you come down and back up quickly. So just be careful. Only really do that if you're, I know now you're not probably going out performing. Yeah, FaceTime is a great place to do that, or on Zoom, right? If you're trying to impress your class, real quick, and then you go out of frame to discard the card. And this might be the most angle sensitive beginner trick that there is, because you don't want to pull a Jesse Eisenberg. I don't know what talk show he was on, but he did it from the side like that, because he was doing it to the guy at the desk, but the camera showed the wide shot, and so he looked so dumb.
Oh, is this your card?
No.
Is it?
Oh, look at that!
Magic just got a lot easier for everybody. Like, there's not been a better time to pick up card tricks than right now, because you can almost like sneak your way out of flashing or messing up. But when you're out in the real world, only do it really when it's a one-on-one thing. If you have a crowd around you, you can get away with a double lift, you can get away with most things. I wouldn't do the snap change though, just my advice. I rarely use it in a crowd setting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you learned something about the snap change and just about magic and performing in general. I feel like I give better just real world applicable advice than just a technique thing. Like, I'm gonna tell you what has worked for me over the past couple years, not what the textbooks say all the time. I do want to give away some cards too, so comment down below literally anything, and you'll be automatically entered to win some cards. Need to get rid of some of these cards. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, please. I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers. Do me a favor, share the video with somebody, unless you want to keep it to yourself. I get it. You do have some level of eliteness now, because you know, like, class A magic trick. That's it for the snap change. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, fam. Peace out.